All right, good morning, everyone. Really happy to be here. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Tim and Rachel and Eric and Kristen, and especially Brad and Wendy Hamilton, my coaches. I'm a client and a coach, which has allowed me to have some serious accountability for myself. And I'm happy to be doing our element 1.7, optimizing your surroundings and creating a microenvironment of health. So as I read through the element again this week, some of the things that came to my mind specifically when I first started was how important my family, friends, and my coworkers were around and how would they accept what I'm doing to improve my health. So I was talking to my brother Dave at one point, and I told him what I was doing and how excited I was about it. And he told me, he goes, you know, you're probably just going to put that weight back on because that's who we are. That's our family. We're a big family. We try these things and we always go back to, you know, our old ways of doing things. And boy, that really kind of made me angry because I thought to myself, well, there's, you know, that's my brother. He's supposed to kind of have my back. And, you know, he's telling me, no, you know, you're going to revert back to the old ways of doing business. 3 meals a day, large meals, or eating at the end of the day. So has anyone out there had any kind of conflict or, you know, things with their family or friends that maybe have tried to dissuade you from doing this? And if you want to share, just go ahead and raise the yellow hand. You'll find it under the reactions button. Opal, I see you. Take yourself off mute and thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning, afternoon to everyone. Thank you. Yes, I had the same experience in the beginning as well. You know, this was just another diet thing and, you know, it's not going to work. And it was very hurtful because, you know, initially you want that support from your loved ones in a sense of, you know, cheering you on as well. And then when you don't get that, it's kind of like a, you know, a stab in the heart, you know, kind of thing. But that's because we want that approval from the loved ones, you know, and it's always, you know, you want the ones that love you so to be on that journey with you. And so it was very hard because I was the only one in my household in a sense. So I felt like, you know, the enemy was trying to use my family against me for me to fail. And so I had a whole lot of chatter since I didn't have that confidence already there, you know, I didn't have that boldness yet, you know, and so it took me a minute to really believe in Optavia, and to be able to have that veil or to see the true gift that I had because of the chatter and because of the attack. And you know, but that goes back to the human nature of wanting that approval, and you're not going to always get it. So yeah, I had to get past that, but I'm over it now. So yeah,
that's beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, I felt like I was talking like I could have said that in the mirror over a year ago. Thank you so much, Eric and Kristen. You're up next.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, buddy. You know, when it comes to this, isn't that everybody? Right? As soon as we start something to better ourselves, it's amazing how our friends and family become the best health coaches ever. It's usually the ones that are unhealthy or the ones that are doing things that aren't serving them well that all of a sudden want to raise their hand and say, you don't need to do that, right? Let me show you how to do it this way. Let me show you how to spend hours in the gym, or let me tell you what I do. But those are usually the most unhealthiest people in the world when they should be your biggest cheerleaders, right? So, yeah. You know, I think it simply just happens to all of us in one way or another, friends, family, the people that we really, really need the support to. So, you know, just with us, just a bit of advice is, guys, set yourself on fire. Let everybody know what you're doing. It makes the family picnics, the barbecues, all the stuff at work so much easier. That's how you get past that obstacle. So thanks, buddy, for letting me share.
Great. Thank you very much. Monica, you're up.
So I apologize. I'm not sure why my video isn't working today, but I've had an interesting experience. I'm only a couple months into my journey. I've only been on program for a couple months, and I've had nothing but support from family and friends and coworkers, except I was speaking to my sister the other day, and she is one of my biggest cheerleaders in life, period. But she said something interesting. She said, I'm loving watching your story, your progress. She said, you're so happy, it's almost a little annoying. So yeah, it made me I took a little step back, and I'm not going to stop living out loud, because this is one of the best things that's ever happened in my life. But I thought that was an interesting perspective. I wonder if anybody else had experienced that, or how you, don't get me wrong, there's nothing, I'm not offended by that with my sister. I know she's still there in my corner. I just wonder if anybody else is going, shut up, Monica.
Well, Monica, I'll tell you, I think we all experience it, because once we get into feeling as healthy and as happy as we do, it's really hard. It's hard to hide. You can't, I know I can't do it. And I can be pretty stoic at times. So people look at me sometimes and are like, you know, what are you taking? So I'm taking good health. Julie, you're up.
Hey, Monica, I'll just take this moment to help coach that a little bit for you, because I don't want you to worry about that at all. That's telling you something about her, not about you. And so don't allow that to deter you and your excitement, because it is contagious, and the people that are ready to receive that are going to. And you know, so just kind of sit back. We have this term that we say, "Ooh, isn't that interesting?" Because you don't need to take it personally, just like you said, and you don't need to slow down what you're doing or make yourself less of a light because somebody else thinks it's too bright, right? Like when they're ready to receive that shining example of health, they will. And it says a lot about just the space that she's in, not who she is as a person, but where she's at currently. And, you know, and you'll see that evolve over time. We've had it in our family. We've been here over 4 years, and it's definitely something that we've had to deal with. And it's really great, because most of them have come along on the journey with us at this point.
Hi, Allie, you're next.
So I want to also comment on that. Julie said it perfectly, but so I was out to breakfast with my mom. It's been months now. I mean, 4 or 5 months or whatever. I am in optimization, but I will say that and just from hearing from my clients and different, we all know that if we're feeling good, it's going to come out, right? We're going to be projecting it, whether we realize it or not, because we're just happy, right? We're not in pain, and we're sleeping better and all that. And so I was out to breakfast with my mom, who's kind of always been kind of a grumpy person, I guess. And the server came to the table, and she was like, "Hi, good morning. You know, can I get some drinks started for you?" And of course I was like, "Yeah, sure. You know, I'll take this." And when she walked away, my mom had just the worst look on her face. And I'm like thinking, what is happening right now? And she was like, "Oh, that is so annoying." And I'm like, what are you I was so lost. I was like, what is happening right now? Like, I'm ready for breakfast. I'm happy. The server was happy. And that was my mom's problem. She said, she's so smiley and I was just like, so I took a little breath, you know, stop, challenge, choose with how I was going to respond to my mom. And, you know, I was like, "Mom, would you rather have somebody come over with zero personality, no eye contact, grumpy, mad. What can I get you to drink? You know, whatever. And she stopped for a second. She thought about it. And we were silent for about 5 minutes. And then she's like, I'm sorry. I don't know. I said, Mom, maybe you're hungry. Maybe your blood sugar's low. That's what I told her. But it was shocking to me that somebody happy with good energy actually upset her. And so whether it's us or anyone else, I feel like when people aren't at our level of just kind of happiness and energy and feeling good, just like Julie said, they might not be ready to step into our space. And that's okay, because I ain't giving it up either. I'm staying right here. So I got to keep up with my boys. So I got to stay right here.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi there, guys. So, yeah, there's definitely for me, I think I've shared in this group before, culturally, I'm Italian, right? So everything centers around food, like many cultures. I think that's pretty common. And so when I went to get healthy and I was bringing my own food and saying, ooh, I broke up with sugar like 3 weeks ago, but that looks amazing, my family was offended. They were offended. They didn't understand why we were no longer going to be bonding over a lot of anti-health meals, because that was our culture. And so I love what Julie said. We can either look at it and let it happen as me, like it's happening to me, right? But an as me response that we learn about in our books, and why do you guys think we're the only program that cares about your healthy mind? Because that healthy body has to live in a healthy mind. And I don't know what I would have done without this program developing that in me for those situations. And I was able to be an inspiration to my family. So as I started healing and my autoimmune started subsiding and they saw the best version of me, at first they were annoyed, right? But then they were inspired. So I share that with you. And if I didn't develop the healthy mind, I might have given up on myself just to fit in or be a people pleaser. I don't know, put a 1 in the chat if you're a people pleaser like me in reform. And that's why I had some food issues too, right? So I just give you that as hope to know that I love my family and I realized that I was changing the culture. And so I needed to be gentle and loving and a sense of inspiration to them versus offended and defending my program. I just loved them through that change. So how many of you, maybe your friends even relate to you through, let's be honest, like I used to gossip a lot. I had a really bad habit of gossiping. I'm not proud of that. That was just part of my unhealthy mind. And sometimes people related to me. So when I stopped gossiping, I wasn't fun anymore, right? Or those kind of things. So stick around and you'll get the strength in this community to become all that you've ever wanted to be. And I just wanted to encourage you with that.
Hey, good morning, Allan. You're all set here.
Hey, thanks, Thomas. Yeah, mine kind of sits in the mindset category too. Surprise, surprise. I didn't encounter much blowback or challenges when it comes to my surroundings and people trying to drag me out of a healthy body. But mindset, that can be a little more challenging because what we have deeply rooted, how we respond to things, for me mentally is a lot more challenging to approach than how we respond to food. I mean, our program's simple, right? But when we're talking about mindset, there's a lot of very abstract, almost unquantifiable things out there. Like not so much people challenging you to think poorly, but how about those times where you're out and somebody is complaining constantly, complaining about their spouse, complaining about their job, complaining about this or that. When we're speaking positively all the time, we're living in abundance, those things can be the little bits of weight that we pick up along the way that can help us to choose poorly, and not so much that it's not even that we're noticing those. It's not like a night and day or black and white issue, right? It's kind of those small inconsistencies with what we allowed ourselves to be around. So it's not like we go to a party and they're eating certain foods, but we're going to eat our fuelings or we're going to choose to eat healthy. If you surround yourself with people who are speaking negatively constantly or being unhealthy to your mindset, that can eventually wear on you to where you won't even be thinking about it. I'm just going to start complaining about my spouse or complain about my situation or this or that. So I found for me, it's the sneaky things that were a little harder to identify and more challenging down the road.
Awesome. Great. Thank you very much. Anthony, good morning. Anthony, you there? Okay, well, we'll get to Anthony when he comes back. Really, this kind of leads me into another area where we talk about our community and how important it is for us to be around like-minded people. And it really is the key that it's so powerful. Like if you look at all the people on here and listen to what people go through here and there and things like that, we have a network of people here that are all in a different stages of their health journey and are willing to open up and share, which is very, very powerful. I know I've been inspired so far this morning. It's just, I appreciate people opening up about it. And one of the things I wanted to cover is like about healthy surroundings in our plan. Our plan is pretty easy, but as I've gone along, and not too long ago, was not very mindful, kind of doing the 5 and 1 and 2 beer program. You know, it's not really not good for you, and it kind of you know, it slows things down. Not only does it slow things down, but for me, it was more of the mental disappointment that I didn't have the fortitude to stand up and say, hey, I shouldn't be doing this. And then the other thing I look at is I have a coach that I can call at that time and say, hey, you know, Brad, I'm about to go down a bad road, and I know he's going to help me out. So have there been folks out there that have kind of experienced you want to trust the process, but you've kind of gone out on your own a little bit and have failed and learned from it? Okay. You know, the other thing I was looking at in the scheme of things here is, I kind of lost my place here. I'm sorry. Our choices, the choices as far as when we're shopping. This was something that really kind of freaked me out a little bit, was when I took a look at how supermarkets are set up for not being designed to help you be healthy. There's a couple of different places I go to, and the setups are relatively the same. But when you first walk into the grocery store, there's a big display of discounted bakery items. Like you cannot get around it. Off to the left are the vegetables, and you can go around and stay on the outside of the supermarket, do your thing, maybe dip inside an aisle to get some coffee or something like that. And then the second place I go to, it's the exact opposite. You walk in, fruits and vegetables right in front of you. You walk all the way around and you do your shopping. And what's at the end? Candy, baked goods, chips, things like that, all at the register. And you come to realize that the American food industry is not our friend. You really, really need to be mindful about what you're shopping for, where you're shopping, and some of the items and things like that. That people, you know, that it's like they want you to take it. They make it taste good, and they make you want, and it makes you want to come back for more. So, has anyone else experienced any kind of challenges with either shopping and things like that that would like to share? Hey, Opal, you're up.
Yes, it's interesting. I have to eat my fueling, drink my fueling before I go to the grocery store, because if I think that I can jump out there and come back and get in my window, soon as you get there, you got the chips. And like I said, my family is not totally on my plan. They have come a long way, but then I have 2 menus I have to shop for. So I have to go through those aisles to get their things, along with trying to find, and that's like a scavenger hunt to find my healthy things. So it takes me a lot longer to go to the grocery store. So I'm in there a long time. So that window again, if I don't eat, then I'm gonna start looking, you know, maybe just a little that. So it helps me to have my little fuelies with me, or to you know, be full before I go to the grocery store, because it is a trap. It's a trick, you know, and especially during the summer when I had my grandchildren with me. So, you know, they want to throw everything in the cart, you know. So yes, again, that was a challenge, but I got through it. So yeah.
Great. Thank you. Eric and Kristen.
Okay, it's my turn. It's so funny that you're talking about the grocery store, because I was just telling Eric, like, you are right. Like, when you think about the bakery items, because the old me would have never been caught dead in a Sprouts or a Trader Joe's. And I'm not saying that they don't have like foods that don't serve me. They clearly do, but I spend a whole lot less time there. And there is a lot more foods. They're smaller. It's almost like I get to the point. I'm now not, I guess, before, like when I think about going to Costco, man, I looked for those tryouts. Now I kind of walk by them like no problem. I know how to wean myself in and out, and I know what I'm looking for. So I just thought it was funny that you were talking about those pastries in the front and stuff like that, because it's so true. So that was just kind of my thought on it.
Thank you. Stacy?
Good morning. I know for me, I have to have a list. I write my list before I go to the store. I've got everything planned out, and I just go to the areas that I need. And for when I go with my husband, he likes to go up and down every single aisle, even though he doesn't need anything. And so I can get in and out of the store in about 20 minutes, and it takes him like 45 minutes, because he's very social. So he will just walk the aisles just to talk to people. So I find that if I just go on my own, go with my list and hit the points that I need, it's better all the way around, because then you don't have those temptations. So that's what works for me. So I hope you guys are all having an amazing morning.
Awesome. Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning, everyone. So 2 tips. Our time is valuable. Okay. So one thing I don't do is shop. I do Instacart. And so there's a lot of good things that happen when you do that. You save your time. You only get what you need. You don't impulse buy, right? And then if you absolutely feel the need that you have to go to the grocery store, don't go hungry. But I just found that now that I've got like structure, that's one of the things I've learned from stepping into coaching is structure. Instacart is like my best friend. I don't know what I would do without it. But those are my 2 tips. Don't shop hungry. Do Instacart.
Awesome. Thank you. Good morning, Crystal. Oh, Patrick, I'm sorry.
Patrick, go ahead, Patrick.
You're on mute, Patrick.
Okay, got it. Good morning, everybody. Wow, this is great. We don't recognize how much influence the world has on us until we decide to get healthy, right? We never thought about how much drag we were sucked into a void that was literally going to destroy our lives. And then we decide to get healthy and we go, wow, there's an awakening that takes place. Man, if we didn't decide to get healthy, just think about it for a second, where you would be right now. Those of us have been on this for a while. And, this community for me, I remember, and I want to tie this back into the community piece real quick. I remember going to Arizona, and that's where I met Eric for the first time. He was a Navy guy, and Julie. And to be honest with you, I was looking for a community because I was coming from a military background, and I didn't trust people. I didn't know who to trust. And I was like, there's no way these people are this nice. These people are like, there's no way these people even exist, right? Optavia found me. I didn't find Optavia. And so to Tim and Rachel, thank you for that invite. That invite to Arizona really changed my whole perspective on health and wellness, because I came into this thinking I had to, kill myself to get healthy. But when I got around a group of people that prioritize their health, I was like, man, I got to show up. And I thank each and every one of you for showing up on a Saturday morning. I need this. I need this in my life. I can't talk for anybody else, and I can't even talk for my wife. But I need this. I need all you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You family. You are, man, you guys just don't know how much this means to me. You really don't know how much. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Patrick. That was awesome. Amy, you're up.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I'm driving right now, but I did want to share something because I feel like this is a struggle with a lot of clients, and including myself, having to cook 2 different meals for your family and then one for you. And then the grocery bills just seem to be inflating bigger and bigger these days. My family and I have kind of worked it out to where we use some of the meal prep programs. We currently use Dinnerly, which I found is pretty healthy for the most part. You get to pick your meals. So my kids actually cook their own meals. And this is a huge win for our family because we used to eat out every day. It wasn't a question. Like, we just ate out. And that led to a lot of our issues with obesity in my family. Just because of time. But these little programs have helped us out tremendously, and also helped my kids, 1, learn how to be more self-sufficient, 2, to help, learn how to cook and, how to cook healthy. But, I still don't limit my kids from pretty much anything. They do their own thing. I'm just trying to get them to learn different habits and go against what the world is projecting on us every day. And the simplicity of getting fast food has just become so easy. But that's just what I wanted to share.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, Crystal, we've got about a minute to go. You got a quick share?
I do. I'll make it 30 seconds just to kind of wrap up, because I know we have just a minute left. But basically, what everybody was sharing is what I've learned through this program, as well as I take my girls through who are 4 and 6 shopping all the time. They're always with me. I don't ever go grocery shopping without them, but I've learned to go prepared. So they love the crunchers, the cinnamon crunchers. So I'll pack them crunchers. I take my shake. I'll cut them up, cucumber, apples. That way they stay busy. If they're hungry, which is usually every hour, I have snacks. So it keeps me away from the snack aisle, all of that. So none of us are ever going to the grocery store hungry. So those who shop with littles, just pack snacks. And that way you're just not tempted to go down the aisle, and they're not harassing you to go down the bakery and look at all those samples. So that's all I wanted to share.
Thank you very much. Hey, we're just about to wrap it up. I just want to leave it one thing before I turn it over to Eric and Kristen. Hey, if stuff happens, you need to choose to be good to yourself. So Eric and Kristen, there you go.
Thank you. Those were a lot of great shares. I love hearing clients share more, because that's really where we experience the true breakthrough. I was just going to say, if everybody wants to take a look, this maybe over the next day or two, at the structural tension chart on 142, it's basically, your first and secondary choices. And I encourage you to maybe talk that over with your coach this week to see what you're going to work on, what you can practice on. And really kind of, guys, just live out loud, because when we live out loud, we definitely do better. So I would just get used to that, especially as the holidays come and you have big goals. If people see you now doing what serves you, I promise you when the holidays come, the pecking will feel and hurt a whole lot less.
Yeah, guys. Well, Thomas, thank you, my friend. That was simply amazing. All these shares are amazing. I'll tell you what, and I'm going to set this back on Patrick. Guys, Marines, don't cry. And the reason I'm saying that is because that just goes to show you how powerful of a program that we have, right? I really want you to think about that. And as you go forward as a client, I really want you to set yourself on fire. What is that going to do for you? When you step out of that comfort zone and stop dieting in the dark, and I know we don't like to use the word diet, but the dark is a scary place to be. That's why as kids, we don't like to be there. When we're in the dark constantly, guess what? It makes it that much harder. So live out loud, set yourself on fire, because people are looking for you to fail. Let's prove them wrong. Talk to your coach, talk to your mentor, and explore the opportunities of guiding and sharing with so many people. It's for you. It makes your journey that much easier. So thanks, guys, for being with us. Thomas, my friend, amazing job. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, guys, and we will see you next week.